UCLA.
Wake up, 6 a.m.
Dedication.
120s on the track, straight to class.
Blue and gold.
Soccer.
Confidence.
Shuttles.
Repeat.
Practice.
Game day. Bruins.
Warm-up laps. On the line.
Hit the line. Fight.
Believe. Dominating presence.
Repeat.
Lateral lunges.
Family.
Relentless
Weights.
attitude.
Eat.
Leave it all on the field.
Soccer.
Rivalry.
Win.
Overcome.
Elevate others.
Back to 120s on the track.
Passion.
Dominate.
300 shuttles.
Sprint through. Relentless fight.
Won a national championship last year.
National champions.
Champions made here. Winning the first national championship for the women's soccer program at UCLA was definitely historic.
Well, last season was national championship season, so it's it's a first for me. It's a first for the university. I think we were one of the most improved teams from start to finish, and we were very fit, very determined, and they went after it and they won the whole thing.
I had my hands on a national championship trophy, and there's honestly no better feeling in the world to know that everything that you've ever wanted in life happened in that one moment.
By far the best moment. I mean, it's the pinnacle of the college soccer, and right now my career is like the highlight for sure.
I remember running up right next to Sam Mewis, saying, we did it, we did it.
It took a really strong mentality going into the season at the beginning. We had to get up early all summer and go to weights with Coach Lynn. A lot of us had class during the day, and then once preseason actually started, we were like overcoming injuries, and we had like an early loss to UNC, so the mentality was really about kind of proving ourselves.
That was the start of our journey. It was the start of realizing that we had to do more. We had to put in the work. We had to do every day, go on in the field and push ourselves, because there's teams out there who want to beat us.
We ended up beating Stanford for the first time a couple weeks later.
We won against Stanford in overtime. Huge shot by Lauren Caskey, freshman, steps on the field in overtime, hits it, and that was when we realized, we're here, we want to do this. This is the journey number one, is just to win the Pac-12.
There's a point in this season, probably right before, somewhere before after Stanford game, maybe after Stanford game, that I knew we had a chance to win it. Like I was like, we've developed to a point where we're going to have a chance to win this. So.
By the time tournament came around, we were just so confident, and there was no way that we were going to lose. So I think it was all this change within ourselves that showed that we could go from the beginning of the season losing and feeling completely overwhelmed to the opposite at the end of the season, and feeling like we were the better team and that we deserved to win, and that the whole tournament was just like within our control.
There were 64 teams that were chosen for the NCAA tournament, and we were ranked number 2. Which does not make sense, because there's 4 number 1 ranked teams, and we were number 2, and we really thought that we had fought all year for a number 1 spot. And watching together as a team, we left that room with just such heavy hearts. We were so unsettled and so ready to prove that we were a number 1 seed. Before even getting to the College Cup, we had to go through the past 2 winners of the NCAA tournament, Stanford and UNC. When we got there, we had to play the number 1 ranked team all year, Virginia, in the semifinal.
We ended up going down a goal, and then Allie Courtnall came back and scored with like very little time left, and that was kind of when we realized, like, wow, like we can do this. We're so close to the finals. Like, let's just go and win this. We ended up winning in penalty kicks.
Rosie White finished it, and it was just pure bliss. Like, I looked at the crowds, I saw my family, and I was just like, we're headed to a national championship.
All of us, juniors and seniors got together before the game and said, we are not going to say one word about the weather. It was freezing. We had to wear headbands, gloves, long sleeves, but we stepped out onto that field with more focus than I've ever seen a team have before.
We had so many opportunities to score. Taylor Smith hit the crossbar 4 times, and it was just like, oh my gosh, why aren't we scoring? Like, this should be our game already. It's still 0-0, the time flies by. And it was so late in the game, the second overtime, and something had to change.
Megan Oyster made an amazing run forward.
At this moment, there was this giant gap for me to take. So I look up and I just start dribbling. I saw Cody go, and I just released the ball, Cody slotted the ball in right corner in the post, and from that moment I literally looked around and I was like, oh my gosh, we're national champions. Like, that happened. It happened. We're national champions. 110th national championship for UCLA is ours.
One of the coolest moments ever. I was bawling. It was really exciting. My parents were there, and that night was just so much fun, and it was like one of the coolest memories I have.
Just getting there and jumping up and down and celebrating with the team was amazing.
And I just stood there and kind of just like, they all make fun of me because I was by myself and I was just wandering around and like looking into the crowd and just, you know, just trying to like take it all in, really.
Like, I honestly couldn't believe it. It was just the most incredible feeling I've ever felt in my entire life.
It's like, it was almost like a fairy tale a little bit. It's like, did that actually happen? And then I see the highlights and I see videos and like, that did happen. For a couple months there, it was kind of pinching myself on a daily basis, like, oh, that happened. That was awesome. We finished as the best defensive team in the country. We only gave up 8 goals in 26 games, which was really, really impressive. That's huge, just considering our strength of schedule as well. And then once spring season started, we kind of just got back into the grind of training, and our #1 goal is to be better than last year. And I think we already did that in spring. We were better in the spring than we were last fall. So I think we just want to keep on getting better and improve on the performance from the game before. So one of the goals on the attack then is, I think we ended up 5th in the attack. So we want to be in the top 3 in both, and hopefully #1 in defense again. But definitely, I mean, there's a lot of really good attacking teams, goal-scoring teams out there. But we want to definitely be in the top 3. And there's going to be mistakes along the way. There's going to be hiccups. But what they bring to the table as far as their effort and their passion, it's always noted. It's, you know, how they're working for this team. And I hope they see that from me, that, you know, I'm willing to run through a brick wall for them.
This season is to make history again.
Only one other program has won 2 years consecutively, and that's UNC, and to be able to hold ourselves to that standing as well would be unbelievable.
You know, and we have that extra something, that's something that is so intangible, you just cannot touch it. You know, people have talked about, you know, they would rather die than see this team go down without a fight, and we are ready to give it all every time we step out onto the field, especially come NCAA tournament time.
We have the talent to do it, we have the players to do it, we have the coaching staff to do it, we have the fitness, and we have the attitude that we want it that bad, and we know how much it's going to take, but we can do it.
This team is probably one of the most experienced teams to then, you know, win a national championship and come back only losing 1 starter. So that's huge, and there's a lot of confidence in that going forward. It's definitely a team that's family oriented. They love each other. They definitely embrace, you know, our team creed.
Dominating presence.
Elevate others.
Relentless fight. 1 goal, 112.
1 goal, 112.
1 goal, 112.